Not just that we go to party tonight, but also that come Monday we go back to work. We go back to study. How about that? Super exciting, right? So just give a couple of seconds for our guests to come in. Good morning, everyone. Just about to get started. Wow, I just can't believe that, on a Friday morning, beautiful Orlando, this gorgeous sunshine outside, and here we are, 300, 400 of us gathered to design a happy career and love your work. Just think about it. Here's to our staff. Amazing, amazing, all of us. We get started. I am Jyotsna Manikandan, and in my 12th year with ADP, I'm a senior product manager at the very heart of ADP in the security and identity domain. This particular domain is very important as we look at login authentication of over 40 million users in over 750,000 clients. The future is here and now, so I lead and drive a dynamic team. We are globally located, we are self-driven, and our team, me and my team of over 200 associates at the very heart of ADP, help to deliver by rolling out and making sure the features we roll out are adopted by our clients. So that's my dream team. Let me tell you a little bit about what I love, right? You saw the title, Designing a Happy Career and Loving Your Work. So there's a lot of love here. I love to solve problems. I love to work with people. So I see all of you and you saw me like they are shaking hands. That is me. Just love to meet people because each one of us, 7 billion people, maybe a little bit more population now, right? 7 billion of us, each one of us unique in our own way, bringing our own unique flavors, the exposures, the expertise and experiences. We are here to share what we bring to the table. And so meeting each person and learning and listening to their diverse perspectives energizes me. So naturally, I have a role that is on my strengths, which is problem solving, working with people. There we go. Give me a little bit about myself from my background perspective and then we get started. Sounds good?
Yeah.
So growing up in Chennai, anyone from Chennai here? Yes! So growing up in Chennai, I was very fortunate to have the guidance of my grandfather and his abundant love for books. My grandfather was retired, so let me set the stage right there. And his unwritten rule was that I would accompany him on the walks to the US consulate and British consularies. My grandfather's retired till late 50s. I'm still in school, about 10-year-old. So 10 plus years of this grind. And if that's not enough in the hot and humid Chennai weather, his unwritten rule was also that we discuss the books that he read during his daytime and we debate to see what could be the alternate approaches. How else could the book be written? How else could it end? So back then, I knew that learning is a lifelong process. There's no age limit, right? I was also very fortunate to see my mother as a teacher in an elementary school, 25 years. Every single day she came home with a smile in her face. The smile is contagious. The energy in her face, her energy was radiant, it was glowing. The classes she taught, the subjects, the teachers, what she handled, the children in her class, she was so bubbly, filled with so much joy. This joy is contagious and I've seen it 25 years. And she would always talk about work where, she was talking about her coworkers, I'm sure, but it was always like, oh, me and my friends did it, me and my friends did this. So very early on in my life, I knew that loving your work and working happy is a real deal. So how cool is it that in my 16th year of my career, and in the 12th year with ADP, I'm here to share how, I love my work and, share the story. Really touched. A very important part of my life and where I come from is to do a little bit, give a little bit of our time to support a cause that is so much bigger than us. There is this one life to live and love. If you can only give a little bit of your time for a cause that is bigger than yourself, it's such a profound experience. So volunteering is a part of me. I do it in my personal life, and here's a picture from from another Happy Friday, where we were packing lunches for these kids in Newark School. We are from Jersey. And we packed lunches so that the kids could have food for the weekends. You know why? Because hunger doesn't know weekends. And that is us volunteering with our friends. And so the only way I know to do great work is to love what I do. And this is what I'm here to share. Let me tell you about my career journey. In my career journey, growth was not limited by my title. It never was. It was always, the way I would look at it is, it's open. You can go and grow in any direction you choose to. It's only limited by your aptitude and your interest to grow and move, like learn, right? So, we are in Orlando. Who's ready for the story time? Anybody? There we go. Let's go. Let me take you back in time. So once upon a time, not so long ago, just about 12 years ago, I was headed for an interview with ADP as a senior technical writer. The domain is security and identity domain. It's a domain I have experience and expertise from my past life with Citibank and Polaris in India. And it's an area of passion. Identity is what we are as an individual and how as a system, and a very complicated and large system, that we can see what happens in the identity space of a person from the time they log in through the entire journey is fascinating. So I had this experience, expertise, and here I was headed for this interview with ADP. And I was like, okay, I can do it. It was for the first time that I set the GPS coordinates to 1 ADP Boulevard, Roseland, New Jersey, 07068. I got a brand new van and a brand new GPS. And 12 years ago, GPS, if you remember, anybody older that time, right? You would know that GPS takes time to calibrate. It goes. So as it was going, it was calculating time, the distance, and the route. The time, 1 hour, so it said it doesn't know traffic. The distance, 30 miles. The route is Garden State Parkway North and Route 280 West. The roads I've never traveled before in life. And I've been here for some time. I'd recently relocated, at that point, from Chennai to New Jersey. And after a 6-year career break, here I was ready to drive to my interview. Now, there you go. So yes, super excited, started accelerating on a road that I've never traveled before. My mind had other plans. My mind was like, okay, jokes now. You were excited, I can see that, so bubbly, sure thing. Monday morning, you go for interviews, right? And it was a late spring morning, so the air is still cold and crisp and all that. And I was heading to the interview, the mind was like, Jyotsna, you believe in yourself, you are ready to restart your career after a 6-year career break. But is the world ready for you? Trust me, it is important. Jyotsna, you believe in yourself that you're headed for this interview. Would there be somebody else who would believe in you and believe in you a little bit more? Because they will take the chance on you. Would I be accepted for the person who I am and respected for the values and experiences I bring from a different country? After all, I'm a daughter from a different culture. Yes, I am. Would I have the coaching to mold me into the person I would become? Would I have learning opportunities that I could learn at work? And wait for it. Would I have the work-life balance? I have 2 little kids, and my mind instantly at that moment was like, 1 hour away, Jyotsna? Think about your little daughter who's in daycare and the days when, they have extra sneezes after you just drop them. And you have to get a call, Mrs. Manikantan, daughter needs you. Would I have that? So many thoughts, so many questions. And when that last one, my mind said, U-turn? Lucky me, Garden State Parkway doesn't have U-turns. Yes! So I kept driving. The interview went very well, and yes, I got the job. To me, it meant more. It meant that I have been given a chance to restart my career in the United States with ADP, a company I knew because my friends worked there and they thrived, they were joyful, me working happy, my mom working happy, so work happy is their happy place. And yes, I got the job, so ADP is my work happy place. And yes, I started in 2008 as a technical writer. I loved what I did, documenting the complex systems. Systems are complex, it's a given. To document it in such a way that the person, the consumer who would take this information would be able to read it, understand it, and do what they have to do. So, and I invested, put all my heart and soul into it because I know the job, what I do was important and it mattered. And this is like, every day I would be so excited and I'd walk up to people at the coffee station and everyone and I'll introduce myself. This elevator pitch, people say it's short. I would always have, I think I still have an extended elevator pitch. So, and in that extended elevator pitch, I would, as I finish saying what I do and everything, I'd wrap up and say, so tell me about yourself. And they would very calmly start saying, I am so and so. I'm a senior director, .. This is my 15th year, 20th year. And as I started talking about their work, those words, what they were doing, became sunflower seeds in my head. 5 years goes by, and we celebrate work anniversaries. It was the 5th work anniversary that I met Carlos Rodriguez, our president and CEO. He was a guest speaker. And the work anniversaries are like milestones, like 5, 10, 15, 20. And as we were celebrating it, and I shook hands with him for the first time, he left me with the thought, think like a leader and lead like an owner. Who knows what those words meant? Right? But, well, it went in. And that day, as I was having, part of that celebration and I was driving back, the commute is still 1 hour, right? Mine has a lot of thinking done, trust me. And I was thinking, Jyotsna, 5th year you're a senior technical writer. Here are people at their 10th, 15th, 20th, 25, 30-year work anniversaries. Where are you going to be when it's your next? No idea. And as I saw these amazing people with those, different experiences and those big titles, I was like, Jyotsna, your kids are little. There's no time for career aspirations. Back burner. Your time is not there yet. But that thought, the very second I had that thought, I started feeling a pain that I can't even describe even today. I was like, my kids are little, yes, I'm a working mother, yes, I will always be one. But what about my own career aspirations? What about my own dreams? What about what I will do next? There's only one life to live and love, so what will I do and when will I do it if I was going to put it on the back burner? And I know that my kids are still little as they grew up, with all the life demands. This back burner, what happened next? Gets kicked right into the basement. How many of you have basements? I could really see that career aspiration go from the back burner into this because of life demands. So that little fire in me started growing. So I said, okay, fine, kids are little, I don't know what I'm doing next. So I was documenting, so I started looking at things around me. I love to communicate, I love to meet people and connect with them. So I said, okay, look at business communications, technical writing, business communications, natural. So I was doing, my own personal stretch, explored, and many years back then, so we had this Jive platform, and I took it to heart. It became my playground. Because documents, when I would write, it would go to one person to another person, I never got feedback. They would say, it's always great. Tell me, you have to give me feedback, right? Would you agree? But in the Jive platform, I was getting all the feedback, so I would find myself lost for hours creating this, and it was moments, what we describe today as flow. When you love something so much, you will be pushed and propelled from deep inside to go and do your very best, and you will not stop until you are happy with it. That is the moment of flow. My work was visible. That one day I got an email from a manager in a different team and said, there is a business critical initiative, and we want you to lead the business readiness to get these features, which are being developed, to our business through our clients. And there was my first stretch assignment after technical writing, my first official stretch. As I started working on that stretch, again working, now I'm interacting with a very large company. We're super proud of that. And amazing people in different parts of the business, each one, bringing their experiences and insights. I was enjoying some technical writing, I'm stretching. But my mind started seeing everything I was doing, every document, every article that I was creating, started seeing it from a different view, a view of the business. Technical writing, view of the business. I was like, okay, what is that supposed to mean? Who knows? If that was not enough, as the stretch is a period of time, right? We'll talk about it in a couple of seconds. As I was working on this, I slowly started realizing what it was. I started seeing myself in the role of a product marketing manager, owning the identity and access management, a very large portfolio. I found that role, that whatever was the description or activity with that role, to be fascinating and one of high responsibility. That it would be my voice that I would be sharing with our business partners and our clients the amazing work that we were, building and developing. And I would be sharing it with our clients so they can make the best decisions for their organizations and optimize their experience with ADP. Jyotsna, technical writing, seeing herself in product marketing, in product management. As I looked at the career portal, a role like that did not exist. There were business analysis role. I was doing some form of business analysis in what I was doing. And there were product owner roles, product owners lead a Scrum team, and they build the strong pillars, which hold the fort. Didn't call me. The calling grew louder every single day, and it became impossible. Writing documents, seeing herself as product marketing manager in product management. I pushed myself hard, and as I found no such position on the career portal, I said, let me look at what is the skill that would be needed. MBA. Seriously? In my school days, I had got admission to the Master of Computer Applications, what you would call MS here, Master of Science in Computer Science. And in the very second month, I dropped out of this the 3-year course because I hated it. I traded that 3-year course, the master's degree, for 1.5 years of hands-on computer applications. That is my strength. MBA, mother of 2, driving on the parkway, not happening. So it's got to be some other way. I pushed myself to study, and I took to online. I love Coursera. Anyone here from Coursera? Thank you so much for what you do. And I took into LinkedIn Learning. Absolutely breathtakingly fascinating. Everything online. And with Coursera, the way it's structured in this massive online courses is that you can even audit the courses for free. And if it calls you by name and you really, want to put it on your profile or whatever, you can take a certificate. I studied online. There was. And yes, product management happened. I was so excited that I pushed myself to study and work, created a business case, and yes, I was in product management. I was ready, to go on staycations and vacations. If any of you have seen those pictures on the internet, the beach, the chair, the umbrella, the lemonade, the book, that was me. I was super ready because I was stretched, I was ready. But someone up there knew that I'd been stretching for about 2.5 years at this point, that I was already in a new comfort zone. So let's shake up this girl. So here I was on a cold January morning last year, was called in to drive and lead the fraud prevention program for ADP. It was a very large program, it's a phenomenal program, and how many of us here get paid through ADP? Yes, thank you so much. We got your accounts protected. So the money, the hard-working money that you look to receive at the end of the week, we got the, the 2-factor authentication to protect it and make sure it only goes into your bank account. Thank you so much. That's me and my team. As I looked through the quest for learning, traditionally we have known that we must go to a college, we must get a degree, we must get certificates. And guess what? With all the permutation combinations of the 26 alphabets, there are so many degrees, so many certificates. I don't know if anybody is keeping count of the certificates. But do we really need a certificate to explore a new area? Is it not time for us to change those perceptions and start looking for scalable skills? If you're looking for product management, Do you have an aptitude? Are you interested? Are you ready to push yourself to learn and adapt? And those became the kind of quests, and I was like, and why not challenge the perception that if you don't have an MBA, you cannot do product management? And why not challenge the perception that if you don't have a PMP certificate, that you can't do project management? It is about the aptitude of execution. And we are unique. We can do it different ways. Why not? And how many of us here have read books of successful CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, and all that? Show of hands. Challenge yourself to think, if CEO is not your aspiration, what are you doing with 10 hours of your lifetime giving on that book? Could you trade it for 20-minute TED Talks? They are amazing orators as well. And you get 9 hours, 40 minutes back to your day. If you don't have time to drink coffee and you take it on the go, please invest in yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And still, I had to learn some more, right? So I decided to hack my own life. So my morning commutes were filled with calling mom and listening to music. Calling mom, please do, not negotiable. Listening to music, I love my bhajans, so that is also not negotiable. So the other part was Michael Jackson and Madonna. Yes!
Yeah.
So I decided to hack that part of the music journey. So between Michael Jackson and Madonna, I would listen to TED Talks. Hands on the steering, eyes forward, yes, listen. And on the way back, again a 1 hour commute between Shawn Mendes, Ed Sheeran, and Jonas Brothers. Any fans?
Yes.
Yes. Audiobooks, Audible. So there we go. So my life, I decided to hack my own life, and I realized that if I'm living on my smartphone and glued to it, and I can listen to music, I can learn and launch my career. The whole area of how I've come here to share, and I realize is based on what is it that you really love to do. There is only one life to live and love. And in this one life, you also have to learn, grow, and find your space. And I looked at what worked for me. Writing, business communications, identity, fraud prevention, program management, product management. And I knew always why what was I doing? Why was it important? Always, you need to know. And that was the purpose. And growth to me was like experimenting. I would try like a little squirrel, try this here, try this there. You know, squirrels are pretty agile. We could do it, adapt. And so was growing. And happiness. This is priceless. I believe in magic. So believe in magic is the beginning. Creating magic is progress. Delivering magic with fantastic friends, not once, twice, but every single time. Me and my team, dynamic team, we are globally distributed. That is happiness and success, and happiness is priceless to me. The role of a manager is most important in the growth of an associate. And sometimes we may think, we can do it all by ourselves. Trust me, been there, done that. Your managers, your experienced managers, have walked these walks. They know exactly what you are trying to do, and they can guide and coach you. If only you would have this conversation and initiate this crucial conversation to say, hey Frank, what can I do? How can I grow? If we are thinking that a manager has a crystal ball which says, hey, this is what Jyotsna wants to do in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, let me just shatter that perception. There is no such crystal ball that exists in this planet. So if anyone is thinking, hey, I'm going to grow by gifting my manager a crystal ball for this holiday season, yes, there are good ones on Amazon, under $25. Let's change the plan. Let's create an individual development plan. Work with your manager to see what are the experiences you can get and grow. Your manager's experience and expertise is also so important that it is important for you to align on the work itself. And I was stretching, and in the very heart of this fraud prevention program, just think about it, I was churning very, very fast. I was churning at 25 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. So I'm at the nucleus, and I have this, I leverage the principles of organizational network analysis. You can Google up, O&A. And we have this team of dynamic leaders. So I'm churning at 25 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. I'm ready to hit the escape velocity so all of us can move from here to here to roll out this feature in time. Then there are that we landed where we landed, and we get a call from my manager. Hey, Jyotsna, where are you? You know, he's pretty energetic all the time. I say, hey Frank, fantastic, we all landed at the base camp. There's a snowstorm coming for 2 days. We're all camped in. We're ready to dig ourselves out and climb to the summit. Snowstorm? Summit? Where are you? Hey Frank, we are at the base camp of Mount Everest. Mount Everest? I'm waiting for you with my team at Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mount Everest is in Asia. Please, these things are costly. You want to align, and you also want to make sure this alignment happens periodically, because come Judgment Day, which is performance review, this is what is going to be making you grow. Very important. Let us pause for a moment to look at this data. This is coming from the ADP State of Workforce Report. You can find it on our site, and when you get the PDF, you have the link. This is from 30,000 client organizations, over 13 million employees in the United States, and 8 technology industries. Now, if we look at this, we are saying we are amazing women. We do extremely very well in what we do today. But do we really know how to grow? Do we know to initiate the conversation with a manager or a mentor to say, what can I do next? Where is my next opportunity? Maybe you are lucky, you're going to find the position that you want in your company's career portal, where you can have a conversation and learn and grow. But if not, this particular one, the first time I saw it, I became speechless. It tells me that in my own journey, as I reflect too, is it's not enough to just be amazing in what you do today. It is important to know to stretch, to learn new skills, to be able to grow. Very important. And there is only that one lifetime, so you have to learn and grow in the same time you live and love. We can do it. Let me welcome you into a whole new world. The whole new world I discovered through my life experience is where you can grow in what you do and love what you're doing in that space, finding gaps that you can help fill for the need of the business, and create your own stretch opportunities. A stretch assignment and lateral move, these are different, and it's very, very important for all of us to know about this before we even go and talk to your manager. Very important. A stretch assignment is like having a primary residence. You go to the shore for a weekend, yes. You go for a long weekend trip, you go for a 1-week cruise, you go for 2 weeks to Asia, 2 months to India, come back home. Every time you go on these trips, you're going to have an amazing adventure. It's as exciting as it can be. It can be intense, it's lovable, do it. It's going to be hard, do it anyway. And you're going to come back with skills that you can apply at work and see where you will go next. A stretch assignment is not a car driving 10 miles faster. A stretch assignment is driving a car and driving a bullet train at the same time. It's intense, but also think about it as a mini MBA that you're getting at work. How cool is that? A lateral move, on the other hand, means you are relocating your residence from New Jersey to India. Very different. It's important to set expectations. We've traditionally seen that to grow and to move forward or move upwards, whatever be the direction we've been told, is to become people managers. Here I am sharing the story as a program manager, and it is so important to know that there are so many ways that each of us as an individual is a center of excellence, individual center of excellence. ICOE. And you can be a leader, and you are a leader in whatever you are doing. Leadership is not about a title. Leadership is the ability of a person to be able to influence, inspire, and transform the way we are doing something for a better tomorrow together with your company and with your friends. You can do it. It's doable. And that way, as you bring your unique flavors, it becomes so exciting. As women, it's very important for us to start taking credit and giving credit for the work that we do. We wait to be called in meetings. How about we change it and we start saying, hey, I've actually researched on this topic, and based on my data analysis and research, here's option A and option B, and 2 ways we can do it, and share that perspective. I found the entire life experience in my career is, I would give all the credit to the first course I took, which is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. There is an 8th habit, which is a new book, which talks about finding your voice and helping others to find theirs. And those are important. Walk up to people, meet new people, ask them what they are doing, expand your circle, volunteer, and meet new people more. Learn what are they doing, how are they doing it. And as you start sharing your expertise, realize that we are the change that we need to make here, and that is our opportunity. Bringing it all together, you are the driver, designer, owner of your own career, and you are the only one who has that crystal ball, no one else. So drive it, design it, dream very, very big, go for that goal. Get the advice and coach, the guidance of your managers, your mentors. And as your work always delivers stellar results every single time. Go one step more, go one extra mile. This is my friend Ingrid, and this is how she is also designing her career and working happy. And I am Jyotsna Manikantan, and in my 12th year with ADP and 16th year of my career, this is how I am designing my happy career and loving my work. Mel Robbins, in her book, The 5-Second Rule, talks about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. As women, we are amazing caregivers, caretakers. So 2 seconds of our life are already allocated for other responsibilities. Yes, we are awesome. That means we can do it in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, set your new course, go towards your new destination and have a fantastic career journey. I have a little gift for all of us. And yes, please do give me feedback. I would love to learn from you as well. The little gift I have are these books that help to inspire me, influence me to become the person I am, that gives me also the courage to come and share my story, because this is important. This is us. And there are also one of my treasure, you'll find Coursera, absolutely love it. Thank you, Coursera team. The networking for women, LinkedIn. How many of us here do not have a LinkedIn profile? Please make sure you download one, create one before you leave this door. It's so important for you to post your milestones, so you inspire others who are younger in their, early in their careers. And as you see someone else post their milestone, you find your inspiration, and that becomes that sunflower seed for you. I am Jyotsna. Thank you so much.